need to give Vesta a 2 weeks notice or a week notice or something. No, you need to be ready to go Tuesday. Well, this was Friday or Saturday. I was like, there's no way for me to find somebody to replace me. And it'll kind of leave her hanging, you know. And I'm thinking, this lady just gave me my very first tour ever, my first shot. And it was like, well, you know, it is what it is. You want to take it or you want to leave it. And I was like, I'm gonna have to leave it. You know, I can't. All I could, the money was like, the amount of the money was right in my face. Like, oh my God, you know how much money this is? You could do so much more for your family right now. But then the Holy Spirit was like, that's not the thing to do.
That's not the thing to do.
You know, this lady gave you a shot. She's giving you an opportunity to start your career, and you need to respect what I've given to you as a blessing. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pass. The keyboard player for Vestal was with me. His name is Anthony Johnson, and he was like, man, do you know how many brothers would have just bounced so fast and been like, she'll figure it out? I was like, yeah, I just don't want to start this career wrong. I don't want to be the guy that seems unreliable and just bounces based on money. They ended up telling Vesta about that, which was a big part of what caused us to become super close and be like brother and sister. And I finished the Vesta tour out. I did the entire tour, had a great time, and it was over. I came back home. I thought, man, that was fun. It's my first tour. What am I going to do now? Well, guess what? I got the call to still do the gig with Jody Watley. So I started right after Vesta's gig was over. My boy Scott Mayo hooked it up, lined me up, and I went right in and played bass with Jody Watley. So I got both gigs. And it was just the very first sign in my career that integrity is important. Just know that when there's an opportunity or God blesses you with something, do you know that He's monitoring how you treat that blessing? Do you understand that from that point on, no matter what tour I was doing, Vesta had a respect for me that she would say, hey, I know you're working with Janet now, and I can't pay you. Well, you work with Sheena Easton now, I can't pay you. But I'm gonna call you when I'm doing a gig. If you can make it, would you do it? I'm like, if there's any way I can do it, I'm gonna do it. Because I was just loyal to her, you know? And I was that way with everybody, with every friend. I still talk about my friends who aren't famous, who helped me get started. It's just so many people who blessed me. I just can't not acknowledge them. You know, you guys always hear me talk about Will Wheaton, who helped me meet everybody who got me started. You guys hear me talk about Scott Mayo. You hear me talk about Valerie Pinkston, who actually was like my first real vocal coach. It's a loyalty thing. I'm watching people today. It's like, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Can I pick your brain? Can I talk to you? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? And as soon as you help them, they're like, bye. They're going on about their business. And then many times they literally try to become competition for you. I'm not in competition with anybody. You don't have to try to compete. God has for you what He has for you. Regardless of the fakes, regardless of the snakes, regardless of the clicks, I have worked consistently, and I'm still working for the past 25 years. God has given me a way to sustain an income for myself, whether a tour is happening or not, whether a gig is happening or not, whether a session is calling me or not. When they come, it's great. But here's the thing, and I guess I should throw that in there. I don't really have that on my list, but let me throw that in there. While you're pursuing this industry, what is it that you naturally do, something that you can do that can sustain yourself so you don't feel like you have to bow down and just bend over backwards when an opportunity comes, or you don't feel like a complete failure if you go through a period where work is not happening? Again, I'm not trying to be negative. because my experience in this industry has been wonderful. I'm not saying it's been wonderful and I haven't run into negativity. I'm saying it's been wonderful in spite of negativity. My attempt right now is to give you a heads up. All right, so you're not caught off guard. If you get into this industry and no one tells you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you get a couple of things that is actually a part of it. If you have a bad situation come about, and then you have another situation, you have run into a fake, and then you run into a snake, and then you run into this and then the other, you may go, you know what, I quit. I must not be made for this. That's just part of it. Don't let that be the thing that deters you. That's just part of it. So that's what this is. This is me giving you the things that are just part of it. So at least if you decide you want to quit, it won't be because you haven't been told. I want you to say, I heard about this. Romeo said that these are things that happen. But if you stick with it, you can be successful. So I'm just trying to give you a heads up, okay? All right, so let's move on. Number 6, the way that you're first perceived can be what you're stuck with. So what do I mean by that? Again, be yourself. Be pleasant, but be yourself. Don't be fake. Don't go into any situation trying to act or behave a certain way because you think that's what's going to get you in the door. I've heard artists say, I think this genre is popping right now. I'm gonna try that. Do you like that genre? Is that what you do? No, I'm actually, I'm more in this genre, but I'm gonna go for that one because it's popping right now. That's not gonna work. Well, I figure once I get in the door, and then I kind of get, once I get in the door and people know my name, I can, do what I want to do. That's a gamble. That's a gamble. Not something I would advise. I wouldn't say it's impossible. If you get started that way, and then you get fans who like you for this genre that you've gotten into, but it's not really what you like, now you kind of lie to them and they're expecting for you to keep giving them good music, and then you flip on them. And then the people who are in the genre that you really do like, when you decide to flip to that, they're gonna be like, what are you doing, bro? This ain't what you do. Get out of here. Now I'm talking about genres and artists and things like that. But the same thing goes when you go on a tour or when you walk in a room to work with someone. Just be pleasant and be you. If you're kind of laid back, be laid back. Don't be antisocial, but be laid back. If you're outgoing, don't act the fool, but just be yourself, because if you're going to be a part of this thing, whether it's a tour, whether it's a production, whether it's a play, whatever it is, you're going to want to be yourself in the long run. So if you fake the first week, now you got to fake for the next 8 weeks, 10 weeks, or you're going to eventually be yourself and people are going to be like, what are you? Who are you? We hired you thinking you were this person. I think it's only fair for me to address this because I'm very pleasant. I love to laugh. I love to smile. I love love. I love peace. I love teamwork. I love people. A lot of times people in this business take your kindness as a weakness. They take your smile as stupid. They take your generosity as gullible, and they think, oh, I can take advantage of this person. And then sometimes you have to show them the other side of you. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. But whatever you do, be yourself, all right? Number 7, remember that the people who are in the position to hire you, fire you, pass you through in an audition, or pass you up, or send you home, or whatever the situation is, remember these people are people. Now, why do I say that? I don't want you to allow their opinion solely to be the thing that makes you or break you, all right? When I say they're people, what I mean is they have moods, they have good days, they have bad days, they have likes and dislikes, they have opinions, sometimes that are formed before you walk in a room. I'm just letting you know. I've been on several panels. I've been on several television shows. I've worked in several groups. I've been in positions where I had to hire and audition people and all of these things. I've seen tons of people who are incredibly talented who are turned away, sometimes with no explanation. And I've seen people who are not that talented and they get hired and they get passed through. Sometimes that could be because of a personality thing. Sometimes people can come through and they're like, I like that energy, and I want that energy around. I get that. Sometimes it can be a certain look. That's just reality. Sometimes it can be a certain look. People can walk in and go, oh my God, that person looks perfect for the part. Their talent is pretty good. I think we can work with that. Well, another person may come in and their talent may be incredible. That just doesn't fit the look we're looking for. So that's their right to do that. But what I want you to understand is sometimes you can walk in and you might look like the person who took their boyfriend or took their girlfriend. You might have on some shoes they don't like. You might have a hairstyle they don't like. It's just what it is. It's just facts. You have to understand it. I've seen it. When you take a job like that, it should be one where you say, I'm going to judge these people based on this, and that's what I'm going to do. But it doesn't happen all the time. When I do my audition preparations for people, I teach them how to audition for television shows, ways to look, ways to behave, things to do, things to not do. And I've had people call me back and say, I don't get it. And I'm like, well, I remember we prepared it. You seemed like you were ready. What happened? I sang 2 lines and they were like, no, thank you. And I'm like, okay, well, what did I do wrong? Maybe nothing. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving for the next one.
Do not let these people make or break you based on their opinion solely. Keep that in mind.
Number 8, success is peace of mind. I want you to understand this. So this is a list of things they don't tell you. Why would they not tell you that? This business a lot of time is designed to play with your mind, okay? It's designed to play with your mind if you are one to allow that. It's a power game. And if you don't know better, they can play with your mind. What do I need to do? This is what you need to do. You need to know these are my strengths, and I'm going to keep those polished and put those in the forefront. These are my weaknesses. I'm going to work my butt off to make my weaknesses as strong as my strengths. I'm going to learn how to perform to show those strengths and cover the weaknesses as much as possible. I'm going to try to become the best artist I can be. And then I'm going to present what I have to offer every time I get a chance, whether that be an audition for a play or a tour or whatever it is. And then when you go in it, you got to go in it knowing I'm giving my best and it's going to be appreciated or not. And if it's not, listen, one of the biggest games that people play when they want to make money off of you in this industry is to try to put down something about you. Because if they put it down, they put you down this area, then of course that's lining things up for them to say, if you need that horrible approach to what you're doing to be fixed, then I'll fix it. Be careful of that. I've been in situations before where I've had to coach hundreds of singers. There are times that people will come in and I say, what's your song this week? Boom, we'll start working on it. I'll correct them. We'll fix this and we'll fix that. Well, sometimes I had singers that were good. Sometimes I had singers who were professional and they would come in and they sing and they finish and I'm like, that's it. Sing it like that.
Well, you gotta tell them something.
I just did.
No, I mean, it's gotta be something that you correct them, or else, because they need to be corrected on something, don't they?
Not this week. Last week they did. This week it was good. If you do it just like that, you'll be fine. If you did a good job, then you did a good job. If there's something wrong, trust me, I'm gonna tell you. There are mind games. The mind games in this joint, right? So you gotta be willing to get criticized. Constructive criticism is crucial. But you have to be strong enough to start to read the energy. What is what? Now, I'm not trying to sit here and give you an excuse every time somebody checks you on something or corrects you on something. If you're wrong and they're correcting you, then you're wrong. I'm just trying to let you know it's a balance, and don't let this thing get in your head. People who follow God, I literally every day, I pray that He just gives me discernment and just shows me who is who. That's what's been keeping me on the right track for 30 plus years in this industry. I want to look out for you guys now. And this is why I'm trying to share all these things. I'm going to wrap this up now. I hope that I helped you some. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And before I go, let me say one more thing. This is one last bonus one. Don't be thrown off when you are not supported by friends. When you start to do things on your own, you may get more support from strangers than the people who you've helped. When that happens, just understand it's a normal thing, okay? Sometimes you're going to get more support from the people you would never expect, and then the people who you are just absolutely sure are going to have your back will be as silent as they can be. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. The Bible says, do all things as unto the Lord. That means do what you do to please God. Because when it really comes down to it, that's who's going to sustain you. That's who's going to provide for you. And that's who's going to have your back, regardless of what anyone else does. So that's my opinion. These are things that I'm telling you, you need to know. A few things you need to know before you get into this business. Take them if you want. It's free. It's free of charge. I hope it helped you. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. I love y'all. See you next time on Entertainment Industry Answers. Romeo Johnson.